chillin', serial killing, pre-core villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the Straight Chillin' Crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another confirmed episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, and dice, chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for this evening. This is episode 544, recorded on Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Tonight, we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Rand Diesel. What's up?
Jesus Christ.
Delay.
It just means I've more shit I gotta do now.
Fucking lag. I swear to Christ.
It's
going to kill me.
I bet you swear. I bet you do. Last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got your boy, Soju. What's up?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Father Stains, ready to hear your confessions, boys. Bob, how many blues did you buy this week?
One, actually.
That's going to cost you 3 Hail Marys and some power squats.
And some
Power
power.
What church is this again? Church of the Cleansing Swollenness?
Need to heal your soul and your body there, Bob.
Well, all right.
Gotta get jacked for Jesus, bitch.
One Hail Mary and some power squats. I can do that.
Damn.
Hail Mary, done. What else was it? Well, I'll get to the next. It's fine. Boys, The Conjuring. So apparently this is the final movie in the Conjuring series. I don't believe the Conjuring franchise, because that includes like the Annabelle movies and the Nun movies and La Llorona, but like the Conjuring series outright. This is supposed to be the last
Really?
one. Yeah, apparently. So, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was the whole franchise. I'm
No.
both unsurprised and deeply bummed.
Yeah. So this, to date, this is actually the most... the highest grossing horror movie franchise of all time. I believe it's like $1.3 billion, I believe. And
It beat out
Jesus,
Saw,
man.
right? Saw was number deuce, I think.
Saw's way up there. Saw has, damn, what was that? 13 movies? How many Saw movies are there? I forget.
10. They
Is
just
there-
did X.
Yes.
But then you also have
Does that
the
include
like spiral thing,
too? I
right?
forget.
I thought so, but I'm not sure. I don't fucking know.
It might
Who
include
cares?
Spiral. I really can't remember. Anyway, this is the 10th Conjuring franchise movie, so they might be on par, and this franchise just slightly edged out Saw. I don't know. So they make a lot of money, and we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. We've actually reviewed all other Conjuring movies on this program, so check out all those
check that franchise
episodes.
off the list, I guess.
Man, it's amazing what affection for one movie can do to your schedule in a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like our we fell into the trap. Same thing with Stranger Things. You know, once we started, it was hard to stop. Wasn't it?
Time
I guess.
will tell.
I mean, we definitely need to be smoking that peace pipe with this shit.
Time
Just
will
hitting
tell.
that shit every time they let one out.
So we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites tonight. Before we do so, let's hit up a little bit of housekeeping. So our October poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this October. Actually, 3 movies we're talking about this October. So our October poll is handled slightly differently. The 3 hosts of the show each program a triple feature based on themes. 3 different themes. Themed.
We know how you guys like themes.
You love a theme.
We're giving you all the themes, baby.
So yeah, you're voting on theme alone this month. You got your 3 hosts on the show. We each programmed a triple feature. You're voting on theme alone. After the poll closes, you will then know what the 3 movies are. The themes you're voting on are Monster Mash, Nightmares, and Pay the Price.
Whoa, Bob. How those numbers looking?
Well, Pay the Price, last place. 15% of the vote. Second place, you got Nightmares with 35% of the vote. And first place, Monster Mash with 50% of the vote.
All
Damn,
right.
that's a
Not
pretty
too
commanding
far.
lead so far.
Well, 50-35, yeah. That's not too bad. So
I mean,
A
it
good
could just
20%.
lose. It could just, Monster Mash could just like crash and burn. It's possible.
like the QJ coin, it was straight to the top.
It still is. It still is.
You gotta buy the dip.
You gotta buy. Yeah, when it dips, you buy more, and that way, when it crests, then
To say crests again.
when it crests.
Oh yeah.
But when do I get mine? When does Soju get his? Bob?
Oh,
That's all
does
I wanna
Soju
know.
See, we're
want
creating a
his
circle. It's a
tendies?
circle.
Does
Oh,
all
okay.
moves in
It's
a
like
big circle.
it's like a internal economy, right?
It's an internal economy. It just keeps going like this.
what you need to
I
know is that at the end of the day, the Straight Chillin' Boys eat tendies.
Okay.
What?
We are all on
you
the
are. You
same
have had a
page
few beers,
here.
haven't
You
you?
guys know what I'm talking about. You guys,
I know
God,
what
it's like 2
tendies
weeks
means.
again, all over
you
again.
guys know what I'm talking about. Get those votes in. We'll see what 3 movies we're talking about in October. In other Patreon news, we're dropping minicasts every other Friday. We just dropped one last Friday. Your boy Rand Diesel was talking about a little movie called Together.
Come together.
Right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Right now.
Is it based on the song, Randy?
It's based on the song. They they brought in a hologram of John and Yoko to make that happen. I don't
make
know
you
why. Yoko's
come
not involved in that song. What am I
together.
fucking talking about?
Randy,
I don't know.
you should be embarrassed.
Are you embarrassed right now?
Oh,
You should
almost
be.
100% of the time. Yeah,
I live in embarrassment, baby.
that's my home, baby.
Do you like that, though? Do you like it?
Oh, I'm pretty embarrassed about it.
Cool. Check
Which
out
just feeds
Randy's,
into the embarrassment, you see.
Randy's review of Together. Check it out. Next
Yeah.
up, you got your boy Soju talking about the first season of Penny Dreadful, dropping Friday, September 12th.
Nice. Yep, that's I would encourage anyone, if it's been a while or if you've never seen that show, to definitely check it out. It's the perfect time right now. And it held up. It was really good. It's probably like my 3rd watch of it, I think, all the way through at least.
How many seasons are there again total?
3. There's 3 total, and the first 2 are really good, and that 3rd one I really don't remember. I know it ends
They
really
got cut
quickly.
short. Yeah.
And maybe it starts strong. Yeah.
They do actually wrap it up from my memory. It's been a while since I've seen it. I feel like they actually do land the plane, but like you can tell
Yeah.
like halfway through production.
It was an
they were-
emergency
they-
landing.
They were like,
It
this
was.
is all you got. So they kind of,
I said, oh,
That flight's
okay.
being driven by Nathan Fielder. So,
But yeah, those
we all
first
know
2,
it just
those
made it.
first 2 are really cool.
It's very, very, very solid. Yeah. Check it out. That's about all. No, actually, that's not all we got.
Oh, we got
Regarding
more housekeeping,
Patreon.
Bob.
We got
Nope.
we got a very special message regarding something coming down the line with Patreon. Rand Diesel, do you have that ready to
Yes,
go?
I will in a second.
He's
Randy,
got it
are you
right
prepping?
now.
Are you edging us? Are you edging the audience right now?
Please edge
I am
with me.
so on edge. I don't know what
You're gonna be on that edge for a
do.
minute because I can't find
Oh
it.
This is
my
gonna be
God.
going on the
It's
Edge
gonna be
Supercut, I
so
swear to God.
good
Oh,
when
no.
you find it. It's gonna be amazing. Oh, hi there. It's me, Sexy Dracula. Once again, the straight chilling crew made me an offer that I just could refuse. But I did not want to deprive you of me, Sexy Dracula. So I'm here to tell you about the Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be a surprise film screening with commentary and drinking game, a costume contest, and horror trivia hosted by everyone's favorite spider monkey, Caitlin from Plug It Up Podcast. All you have to do is sign up on the Straight Chilling Patreon at any level, and you're invited to the sexiest graveyard smash of your life. Be sexy this Halloween season and come chill at Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dost thou want to live chilliciously? Sexy Dracula out!
I'm still not sure what ethnicity should be offended by that accent, but somebody ought to be.
Well,
All right.
we can all look forward to everyone's favorite spider monkey hosting trivia this year.
Whoa, it's gonna be extra tough.
Yeah. Probably also just better in general. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
Better than our amazing trivia. We're always so on the ball.
Ooh, Halloween party, boys. We're getting ready for them parties. You got your costumes lined up?
Ooh, not quite yet. I've got a few ideas. How about you?
No.
Okay, great. Always prepared.
I know what I'm doing. I just gotta
I know I'll be
it.
there.
I gotta do it. I know what I'm doing.
Oh man,
I'm sure it'll be
I'm excited
great.
though. We do have some fresh, hot, piping hot merch available. Limited time only for the Chilloween 2025 edition.
Ooh.
Check that shit out. It has gotten a
Gonna go look at
more
it.
significant update this year than in the past years. So give it a look. I'm pretty happy with it. I bought one.
Where can the people find it, Randy?
That right there is on tpublic.com, and I believe it's whatever.
If you
Look
go
for
to
Straight
our
Chilling
website,
Podcast.
if you go to straightchilling.com and then on the shop tab, it'll take you straight there. That's where I just hopped on. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Ooh, there's two of them.
Is there?
There's one
two
with the full
designs.
logo and one with just the illustration.
I bet they look fucking rad.
They both say straight chilling on them. Oh, I might
They
buy this one
both.
right now.
Fuck.
Live on the air.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Get it, baby. Get that shit. That's
Get
like,
it while the getting's good.
It's
That's
an
like
internal
40 cents for
economy.
us.
I see.
keeps going like this in the circle. See, you're gonna expense that, right? So
I'm just gonna charge it to the. Okay. This is what your Patreon dollars go to. Ooh, there's some vintage Halloween stickers. Ooh, this is
Are
cool.
there? Oh shit.
At the bottom, yeah, there's like little suggestions, and there's like some really cool stuff.
Do we
vintage.
get paid for that, or
Probably.
don't?
We
buy
don't
it?
get paid for our shirts.
we barely get paid for our shirts.
We
I
get
wouldn't
like a
imagine.
couple bucks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Oh,
check out Rand Diesel's fresh piping hot designs over on TeePublic for a limited time only.
Streetwear.
Limited.
Do it.
Limited.
Get it while the getting's good. I think our house is clean.
For me, it is. Let's roll. Eventually.
This house is clean.
Let's get into the main event. We're talking about The Conjuring, Last Rites. We're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Ooh, boys. Wrapping up another franchise.
Bob, you got to get this box set, right? You got to complete the set. Did you order that blue?
No, I don't own part 3.
Bob, the set.
I don't know that I'll own this one.
I can see the gap on your shelf right now where it's supposed to go.
I don't
It's
own
so dusty and
It's so
empty and
obvious.
lonely.
That huge gap, Bob.
I know. I don't have any movies. I got nothing. I just don't.
It just makes your shelves look so bare without it.
I am a poser.
Where did Bob go?
Damn, Randy cut himself off.
I mean, it took like 20 minutes for that to place.
The Conjuring Last Rites, brand new movie, still in theaters, rated R, with a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes. This was directed by your boy Michael Chavez, written by just a bunch of people, starring just a bunch of people. And the plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one last terrifying case involving mysterious entities they must confront, which is every movie. That describes...
That's a
every
summary
movie.
of The Conjuring.
Wait a
sure.
second.
Every movie. There you go.
Which one is this again? I watched.
Oh, it's the one where they investigate a
Annabelle
paranormal
dropped
haunting.
the deuce.
Thank you, IMDb, for that synopsis. So
Annabelle blew out my bathroom. That's the one I watched.
Annabelle blew out my back. Is The Conjuring
Jesus Christ.
69.
Those are two very different
It's
movies
my
than what I saw.
favorite
I
of
think
the franchise.
Did you find your stream on Pornhub by chance?
I bought a ticket and walked into a theater.
Whoa, in
That's
the 70s.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Michael Chavez, he directed La Llorona, The Curse of La Llorona, The Nun 2, Conjuring 3, and The Conjuring Last Rites. So he's directed 4 of the 10 movies in this franchise.
Four of the good ones.
Four of the good ones. And brand new release, obviously first time watch for all 3 of us here. Boys, would you recommend folks at home check out The Conjuring Last Rites? Rand Diesel, kick us off.
Not really, no. I mean, like, if you like this franchise, go for it. If you're if you're dying to see Ed and Lorraine one more time, go for it. But I would not have recommended this to myself in retrospect. So, not a strong recommend for me.
All right. Juice, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, you could do better, hopefully, for this spooky season, but you could do worse as well. I don't think this is so terrible given the season. I think you could go have a good time. And this is probably a good time to go with maybe some normies. You know, this is a pretty accessible type of, blockbuster horror for the Halloween season, but not a strong recommend. No, if you're going solo or you just want to watch something much better, then don't go watch this movie. But
Should I go watch this movie or watch something better?
You should probably watch something better.
Brother.
Bob, would you recommend people check this out and buy the blue immediately to fill their empty shelves?
Don't buy the blue.
And souls.
Definitely don't. I would say if you're familiar with this franchise, it is better than part 3. Definitely not as good as part 1 and 2. So, I don't know, loose recommend. Like, I didn't have a bad time watching it, but I'm not in like a big hurry to watch it again necessarily. Loose recommend,
Yeah, well.
I guess, from me.
Medium to loose.
I don't like the look of it.
Sounds like a medium to loose. Yeah,
Sounds like a loose.
just
I'm loose.
Extra loose.
extra loose. I'm loose. There, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. So, yet again, here we are saying, watch it if you wanna. Here comes your spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Bob, did you do a plot synopsis for this?
Yeah, it's a lot of words again. God help me.
Oh my lord!
God help me.
God. Oh God!
God help.
Why can't they just streamline these plots? You know?
There's a lot. There's a lot happening. I feel like I did thin it down as much as I could, but we'll see. Let's do it.
Tell me about the Smurls.
Here we go. We're doing it. In 1961, Ed and Lorraine Warren are investigating a haunted mirror. A pregnant Lorraine touches the glass. It breaks. She has a vision of a demon and her baby. She goes into labor, and Ed drives her over to the hospital. She gives birth to their only daughter named Judy, but she is stillborn. Lorraine holds her baby and prays that the baby is brought back to life, and it actually works.
I'm not going to talk about Judy. In fact, we're not going to talk about Judy at all. We're going to keep her out of it.
We're going to have to talk about Judy in this. We'll get to it, though. We then jump forward to 1986. We see the Smurl family. They're moving into a house in Pennsylvania. It's a huge family, including Jack and Janet, Jack's parents, and their 4 daughters, Dawn, Heather, Karen, and Sharon. For Heather's birthday, she's gifted the exact same haunted mirror from the beginning of the movie. As she blows out her candles in the kitchen, the light falls onto the table. Some other disembodied voices and shadowy figures appear in the house. The older daughters end up throwing the mirror out. The trash guys pick it up the next morning and crush it. As they do, Dawn is having breakfast, and she spits up blood as well as broken shards of the mirror. Jack levitates off his bed and finally ends up seeing the entity, leading him and Janet to go to the press and explain exactly what they've been experiencing and beg for help from anybody who's able. We then jump back over to the Warren household. We see the adult Judy, who has the same kind of powers as her mother. Her boyfriend comes over. His name is Tony. He proposes to her on Ed's birthday. Ed and Lorraine are essentially retired at this point due to Ed's persisting heart condition. Father Gordon, at the birthday, he ends up asking them to help the Smurls. They say no because Ed's basically going to die if they do. Gordon goes over to Pennsylvania to help them on his own. He wanders over to the Diocese of Scranton to ask for an exorcism. He's attacked by a demon and commits suicide. The Warrens attend his funeral. Judy touches his casket. She has a vision and decides to go over to Pennsylvania all on her own. Ed and Lorraine and Tony find Judy at the Smurl household. She begs her parents to help them. They begrudgingly agree. Lorraine deduces there are 3 spirits in the house, and they're being manipulated by a stronger, unknown demon kind of entity hiding behind them. The mirror calls to Judy, which is all of a sudden back in one piece and hiding in the attic. Judy has visions of Annabelle and is possessed eventually. Ed and Jack try to move the mirror down to the car, but as they carry it, it gets much heavier, and Jack falls through the drywall. The mirror floats and spins, and Ed and Lorraine pray at it. Lorraine tells Judy she really has to help them fight it, and
skip to the end.
They all lay hands on it, and the demons are cast out of the mirror, I guess. The Smurls continue living in the house, and the Warrens put the mirror in their museum, and Judy and Tony get married, and the Warrens have like really cute motorcycle adventures, and they write a shitty book. And everybody lives happily ever after. Roll those credits. There you go.
Oh my god.
That's the plot.
Man.
Oh boys.
I just don't like it.
You know what though? It started off strong, I thought.
It did, right? I thought so too.
You know what? In the first half, I thought, hey, you know what? This might be comparable to 2.
It was spooky.
Or, you know, it was pretty good.
See, that's the problem. I was never that big on 2.
I remember that,
but 2 did not hit me the same as it hit you guys. And I got that feeling from this, where it was like, I see where they're generally setting up. I don't they're referencing shit that I don't care about or remember. They're gonna find a way to shoehorn Annabelle into every fucking movie. I swear to Christ.
I wish they
Dude,
left Annabelle
why
out.
they gotta do
Nobody
that?
cares. There's 3
Why
whole
they
ass
gotta
Annabelle
do
movies. Nobody
that?
cares.
And she's in every single Conjuring,
Annabelle.
right? Like maybe she wasn't in the last one, but she's in the
She
first
was
one
in the
certainly.
last
The
She's in
second
the
one, I'm
first
pretty
one.
sure. They at least show her in the cabinet in every movie, right? Like
Yeah, they do a thing,
maybe. Yeah.
but like
Dude,
she isn't
when-
always
how-
scaring. Maybe I don't know, but
She
like
gets
too many
big and crawls down the hallway. That was so
It sucks.
stupid.
I think so.
It looks
I was
like
on
garbage.
board. I was on board with this movie personally until the Warrens actually show up at the Smurl household, and then like all the sort of sleight of hand and like reserved scares and like stuff in the shadows. They kind of abandon all that and like fully jump the shark and they just show you so much so often.
It was getting a little worse before that. It was like I agree with you. That's where I really lost the faith. But before that, it was worrying me a little bit. But like the setup, though, I really liked the phone in the closet. That was cool. That was really cool. And
yeah, that was cool. I like that one.
And then maybe a little too over the top, but I was still okay with it. Like when the girl had the glass in her mouth and she's puking up the blood. And
the VHS footage, I thought that was great.
And even before that, when the candle gets blown out like in real time or whatever, like that lead up, like with the house and everything like that. When the wife is down in the basement and she's doing the laundry and she's just straight up looking at a guy and she turns on the light and there's a poster there.
It's just Elvis. Yeah,
I understand. No, it's the Duke. It's your namesake.
Oh. Yeah, same thing.
I see. That's the thing is like a lot of what you just described, I don't even fucking remember. Or the thing I do remember, then that's why I didn't like it as much. But like the things where like you can see the figure and then they flick on the lights and it's gone. Like they've been doing that trick since the first fucking movie. They did it like 3 times in this goddamn thing. It seemed like they just kept fucking doing it, and like it all just feels so repetitive and dull to me. I don't want any.
I feel like if they could have rode that vibe, it would have been a solid.
It would have been better than what happened.
Medium,
I will say
like,
it does get worse as it progresses.
The Conjuring, there's something to be said about it being redundant for sure, but like that is what made the original Conjuring movies so successful in my mind anyways, is like James Wan was doing it. It's like a back to basics kind of thing where like he's not showing you anything, or if he's showing you something, it's like a sleight of hand, or he has characters describing things that they can see or smell, but like we can't see and obviously can't smell. It's like, it's nothing really that fancy, but that's why it's so successful. And like, I'm on board with those kind of things happening in the first 2/3 of this movie roughly, but when they fully jump the shark and just like keep showing you full-blown like ghouls with goofy grins and like the Axeman chasing Lorraine
grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
It's just like so silly, and like the giant Annabelle and the spinning mirror and like all that shit.
The spinning
sucks,
mirror, dude.
Man,
the thing is like they keep doing this thing ever since the second one. Even like they've been doing this thing where like the first movie really works as a haunted house movie. It ends on kind of like a little bit of like an action horror thing, but like very, very slight. And then every subsequent movie leans harder and harder into that until it starts becoming like somebody on the Slack described it as what was it? The Catholic Avengers.
Yeah.
That is what this fucking franchise feels like, especially the one right before this, like the Devil Made Me Do It. That was like the worst offender, but this one still does a lot of that shit. Like, and I don't fucking
remember any of that movie.
and we reviewed
it's
it.
like
I can't
I
remember.
know. I can't think of one scene from it. I can't think of anything. I really can't.
It's like the worst case scenario, Emily Rose. Like that's basically what the movie is. It's just terrible. And like, I don't know, like the second one and that one, they like just go full bore into like, the nun is a fucking supervillain. Like she's like shit's flying everywhere. She's like levitating and shit.
The
and it's
Nun
like
Part
not
2 is
fucking
it really
horror
is like
anymore.
a superhero movie. I hated the Nun 2. It's unwatchable. I think.
No, it was, but it was fucking terrible. That's the thing, is like they keep progressively getting more like that, and we're supposed to praise this one for being a little bit less like that. I don't think I have that in me.
Well, it wasn't like that until, I agree, like when they go to the house, it just goes full crazy.
Yeah.
But up until then, really the worst thing to me up until that point was the designs, because they were bad. And I said specifically, I was watching on my laptop, so I took a picture of if they had just done some more practical stuff. They're using this really goofy CGI look that's
it looks
terrible.
so bad.
It's so
It's legitimately,
terrible.
it feels like a bad creepy pasta short. Like it feels
looks
like an amateur thing.
chintzy. It looks chintzy as shit.
You could do it if you wanted and just made it like half as visible. You know?
Yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah.
But it's
like
so well lit.
Yeah, you can
but I
see
like the
it.
moments leading up. So the picture I specifically sent was from the wedding dress scene, but I like that setup. That setup was really cool, where she's in the room that's fucking full of mirrors, and it makes sense for her to be in there. It makes sense for this design to exist. And then for one to turn, and then it doesn't turn, and it progressively gets weirder. That was fucking cool. That was a good idea. And then it ends with this fucking stupid ass grinning thing under her dress. It's like, damn,
Not a bad
guys.
I'll tell you-
setup. Not
That
a bad
good
tell you this.
setup.
The best part of that scene, and the best part maybe of the movie for me, was being in a like you I think it was you that said this, Juice, like this is a franchise that brings in, you know, not atypical horror fans, people that aren't usually coming out to horror movies. So there was like some regular folks there or whatever, and it was a pretty packed house. It was an opening night or whatever, something like early in the run. And at that scene, the minute that she turns around and like it seems, I feel like there was like in the background one of them like turns the other way or something like that before they see the whole thing like tapping and doing all that stuff. And when that happens, there's a guy up front who just couldn't shut the fuck up, and he was like, "Oh, child!" He just yelled, "Oh, child!" as loud as you. I just said it to you, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh pretty good. That's the thing that I liked about it, was like people who are like the most non scares to me as somebody who watches horror movies every week. They do get people, and it's fun when people get got around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They react in all kinds of crazy ways. So like that's fun. It's a fun theater experience.
There's a handful of moments that were like it's like the director couldn't help himself but to like go for the low hanging fruit of it all. Like there was the moment where like Judy is finally possessed, and they of course had to do the scene where like she runs at her parents on all fours, like backwards. And her fiance, when he's like in the car and like, you know, whipping it around down the street, and then we see one of like the entities like fully lit standing in the middle of the street, like see the full lit face, and that causes him to wreck, and it looks fucking terrible. And then like the giant Annabelle scene happening, and like the
guy in the basement,
the guy
when
in the
he's
basement with the
chasing
axe.
Lorraine around, that looks
it looks
terrible. It
They
looks so
the camera flip. I think it's after Judy's fully possessed. The camera like comes outside of the house, flips all the way over, and comes back in the other door.
That looks terrible too. Yeah, that looks so terrible. And this mirror spinning. Jesus.
The mirror looked terrible.
Like-
I kind of liked that long shot because I was like, hey, at least this is not something I've seen in a Conjuring movie before.
I love the simplicity
give me
of like
anything different.
the up close shots of the family. So like, I understand that this movie is like closing out the Warren Conjuring franchise, I guess.
I didn't know that. I don't think they did a good job.
So
necessarily.
I will give some kudos to like Warner Brothers, because apparently they decided themselves, they were like, hey, let's make one more. Let's go out while we're on top and like really kind of do it up right. So
I guess because they know they've still got Annabelle to kick around for
Kudos
another
to
20
them.
movies.
But my point is, like, what is interesting about this movie is the Smurl haunting. Like, every time we're just with the Smurl family and they're dealing with a haunted house, that is interesting as hell to me.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And like separately, like I kind of dig the like interpersonal stuff happening with the Warrens, with like Judy being, you know, engaged to this dude who like is trying to get favor with her parents, and like that works too. But when the two meet and like they're both like trying to battle the ghosts together, it sucks. Like separately, the stories are good. When they come together, it fucking sucks. Like,
they
I
really
don't-
just whiffed the ending like completely.
The Smurls are totally sidelined in the last act.
That's the thing. They're sidelined in general. I feel like their haunting is so truncated so that we can get more time interfacing with the fucking Warrens and their interpersonal dramas and things. And personally, I fucking hate that shit. Like I recognize that Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, they have a good chemistry on screen or whatever, and they're really trying to make hay on that in all of these movies, especially after the first one. I can't resent them for trying that, but at the same time, like the thing is, like we know what like the real people that they're based on. We know that this is like the most flowery, untrue,
they're problematic
retelling of their story, and on top of and setting even that aside, it's just fucking like Hallmarky. It's so goddamn chintzy and silly to me, and I don't fucking care about this kid who wants to marry Judy. I don't care about Judy. I don't care about the goddamn Warrens. I don't care about them.
I like the Judy Tony thing. Honestly,
me too. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good,
man.
I care more about
so
them
bland.
than the Warrens.
It's so bland,
honestly. Like,
I kind of liked. So okay, the setup of the aspect. If you're saying we're gonna have one more, we're gonna close this out. And up until now, we followed the aspect of, you know, them as a married couple. In the first one, she's already born and she's to the side. And then there was maybe one of the Annabelles where she's kind of like featured. But even in this film, like the aspect of she has a thing with her mom and it's something her and her mom share. Like the scene, I actually like the scene where they're at the restaurant and the dad is ordering and the mom feels something, but then she also notices that her daughter feels it too, maybe even like stronger or something. And they show that moment. I like that as a concept and as a push and pull to introduce this new character to this, not new, but to this extra character to the family, to bring in that dynamic. I think that works well, to have this goober guy come in and have like this experience where he's, you know, feels like he died and then be tied into this family. I think that all works from a logical narrative sense. And I was okay to follow along with them in that, but it leads to nothing of significance, which is like even the aspect of, Judy's there and
it's about family. And
where Judy, you know, just like ended up at their house. I just feel like the whole ending was so rushed and didn't really amount to anything. Even the ghosts, she just like spurts off. This was some farmland, and these this is it meant it. And what was the entity that they were hiding behind? Was it supposed to be Annabelle?
I was a little confused about that, because when Lorraine gets there and she's like, okay, there are 3 ghosts, but they're being puppeteered by like a demon, but none of these ghosts lived in this property. But then she also says like someone was killed in the basement, and then we see like the ghosts in the basement sort of reenacting the murder scene. So it is kind of disjointed and confusing, and I don't know why Annabelle's in this movie whatsoever, because
was she the demon puppeteering?
No, I don't think so. I think she's in Judy's memory because Judy faced off with Annabelle at some point.
Right.
That's her like anxiety,
her trauma.
So Annabelle did come after Judy in the very first movie. So like it's a bit of a callback to that, but I don't know if it's supposed to be the same demon puppeteering Annabelle that's also puppeteering these three spirits via the
we
mirror.
never see a demon.
Is it always the same thing? Yeah, what does it look like? I don't really know.
No, here's the thing is like there is no like in the other movies they do work with internal logic. They make it like for better or for worse, some of the shit they do is dumb, but they do try to have an internal logic. This one, explain to me how they defeat this monster. How do they do it? They put their goddamn hands together?
The mirror.
What does that mean? What does it fucking mean?
They all touch the mirror.
How did they know to do that? What made them think to do that? What was the turn? What was the climax of what was the arc? It's the only arc that exists is just like that Judy and her boyfriend are basically being raised up the entire movie to be the heir apparent, to be the next Lorraine and Ed. And I don't want any of that first of all, so I'm not interested in on ground level. But also, like, it's not really working. And at the end of the movie, fucking whatever, like ex cop guy is getting dragged by his neck, and the three Warrens they decide to put their hands on the mirror and is it really just going back to, well, if you're not afraid, then it goes away? Are we going back to that trope? Because that's the only explanation I have for what the fuck this movie tried to end on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's why I just feel like the whole ending was rushed. It
had no weight to it. I really thought, this being like the Conjuring last rites, and in part 3 we saw Ed almost die of a heart attack, and he's got his heart meds, and then we see like he drops his meds in this one, and he like scrambles to get him and stuff. Like I really thought they were gonna kill Ed in this one.
Yeah, especially too because the whole thing is him, especially if him being reluctant to give his blessing to the son, and then them sharing a moment where he's making the pain and he's saying like, hey, it's about the fear that people experience and comforting them and that kind of thing. It would have been appropriate for him to die in this moment to like save his daughter. So they really, but even like the setup of just like them showing up at the house, there's no real interaction between the Warrens or even Judy with this family to like show the kind of sympathy or
they do it
like
camera.
They did in that second one where like I know it's absolutely ridiculous, but him like playing the guitar, like spending time or like taking pity on this mother and stuff like that. And I feel like they set up enough in the beginning to make you feel for this family. I feel like they were developing the Smurls or whatever. But the daughters had like an interesting dynamic, and then the grandparents are there, but like they don't build on that heart at all. And then in the end, it just becomes this huge, terrible CGI fest where just shit's happening that you don't care about because it looks like garbage and it's not set up well and there's no heart to it. It's just shit happening on the screen. And then it stops for unknown reasons, and then the movie ends. Yeah. And it's just,
well, that's the thing is like,
I was like, wow, what happened? Why? I don't. It just didn't give a shit.
The movie ends on like an epilogue, that's just like all of the
way
previous,
too tidy. They're like, we wrote a book,
so
and
reverent.
It sucked. And then we rode motorcycles cross country, and it was great. And like,
and you know what? And that pisses me. Like that whole ending, like that, and like the epilogue, and the intro card really pissed me off because the intro card tells you essentially, like, I don't know, I remember exactly what it says, but it says something pretty direct to the effect that this one changed their family forever, the makeup of their family forever, whatever, heavily implying that somebody was going to die, and nobody fucking does, of course, and everybody ends with the happiest goddamn ending you could possibly imagine for everything. Nobody gets hurt except for their fucking priest friend, and that happens at whatever, like minute 30 or something. So
yeah, he kills himself.
I totally thought the dog died. Like the dog gets like thrown against the wall. But then at the end, also too, this was really stupid. At the end, when they're just leaving the Smurl house and all the Smurls are just out there looking like the most pleasant, like, bye, Judy, bye. And I was like, dude, you would be traumatized. These kids are like 8 years old and their dog got thrown against the one. I thought he was dead and all kind of terrible shit happened in their house. Yeah, one of them spit up glass and I was just like, it's like the fucking Brady Bunch. They're like, bye, Judy.
They are just largely treated as I'm sorry, go ahead, Bob.
I said their dad fucking levitated off the bed and like had visions of demons and like
he jizzed his pants in the air.
What?
I really liked the Smurl setup though, honestly.
Me
like,
too.
I want to know more about their haunting,
in this tiny little house, and like it felt organic and like bouncing around these like youthful kids and like their parents doing the best they can and everything, while like still experiencing some kind of spooky stuff that's not like jumping the shark in any way necessarily. It's the thing that like really made me think that they were on the right track was like the mom when she's walking through the house and she sees like the entity in the corner but like doesn't really see anything, and then like the phone gets like yanked off of her shoulder into the cupboard or whatever. I was like, yeah, these are like the simple scares that work best when it comes to a Conjuring movie, and then they just can't help themselves.
I think I really think that the Smurls in general, like every other one of these Conjuring movies, from what I recall, treat the haunted people better than this movie, by far. And I feel like this one, like they're given the bare minimum of depth, like just given like a few of them are given some characteristics that seem to imply bigger things going on or more characterization to come, and they just like sideline them completely. Like they are nothing but totems in this movie. They like, you guys talking about how all the heart, I don't see a ton of heart out of these characters because we don't know them that well. We aren't given the chance.
I feel like we spent a decent amount of time with them in the first half. I mean,
but most like I think we're like, I mean, I don't know what their family dynamics are. I don't know what their grandparents think about anything. I don't know what what.
I mean, the sisters are close but bicker, and the dad is the only one who works, and they have the grandparents living in the house, and the grandparents are old but kind, and everybody does their best to kind of support each other. The mom is like a stay-at-home mom, and she's like doing all the chores, and she's like scared, but she doesn't know how to approach it like with their family. And like,
see,
I mean,
I'm not getting they can't afford to leave.
That seems like bare minimum setup to me. I don't know I don't know what's going on with these characters.
I think it's enough to like build a story upon, but they don't build a story on it. They don't.
But they don't. That's the thing, is like they abandon it and they instead do everything off camera. Yeah. We don't get to see Judy interacting with them much. Like she's just there already and has already had a conversation with them. Shit like that. Like they do things off camera because they're not the focus of the story. They are a means to an end.
The Warrens show up to the house and it's like, fuck the Smurls. The Warrens are in town.
Exactly. Like they tell them to run away, which is reasonable and in the moment, but at the same time, it's like, what did we spend that time with them for if this is not going to go anywhere?
I totally agree. I just you can feel them saying like, we got to make this movie about the Warrens, but also they have to investigate a haunted house because that's what they do, but it's still got to be about the Warrens at the end of the day. So like they set this thing up and the Warrens roll in and they're like, fuck the haunted house, and it's all about the Warrens. And
I feel like it would have been so easy to, like, you know, one thing I did like that I thought was going to have a bigger significance was the fact that she was born and she was dead, and the cord was wrapped around her neck when she was born, and then you go to the hanging scene in the attic. And the dad is the one who saves her this time because the mom is kind of the one who like prays over the first time. And it kind of would have made more sense if we're talking about this, like it's the last one and we've seen some intense demons, the witch lady and all the, you know, and the nun and shit. And if there was this aspect of like, it was almost like death or something saying like this soul or something saying this soul belongs to me, or that's kind of like the tie-in or something. And then Patrick Wilson like gives
Trades.
himself almost
Yeah.
to kind of pay that
Okay,
debt
sure.
in
That's
a way.
that's a story. I don't think I would love that, but that's cohesive.
Complete.
It would make sense.
Because I did like the idea of like her hanging and it tying back to that whole, especially because, you know, the dad does have the speech of telling the son, you know, oh, Judy died and she's our, you know, stuff like that. I was like, this needs to have more significance.
And he almost died too. Like there's like a lot of like near deaths in this movie
I
and
was
in general.
confused about Judy hanging primarily because father, I forget his name, the priest that comes to help, like decides to kill himself and hangs himself. And I read that as like an homage, I guess. So when I saw Judy hang herself, I didn't even think about like her being stillborn with the cord wrapped around her.
I didn't think about it either.
I was
think that's
connecting
like
it to the priest killing himself, and I was like, well, what does that have to do with the priest? And like, why did he even really kill himself? I was just kind of confused about all that.
That was kind of a cool scene, though, I will say. Like his scene
that might be my favorite scene.
Where he was sitting there and then he turned and the secretary was not there anymore. That was pretty cool.
It was like it's a nice horror short in the middle of a bad horror movie.
And the fire, I like that the cross started burning and he was like doing his best to hold on and his fucking hand blistered. Oh damn, dude, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that was a decent thing. Like, there are decent moments in this movie and like all the Conjuring movies really, but like they're just so drowned out by hokiness and lack of focus that I can't get over it, man.
Another really, really, really simple thing they did was when the priest first goes over to the Smurl's house and he's just praying over it and like throwing the holy water. And then when he goes into the basement and it starts like steaming, the holy water. That was
really cool.
It's so easy, but like that's the stuff that works, you know?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
That's at least an idea. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I loved that, but it's an original idea. It is, and that doesn't rely on CG to get a spooky point across.
Yeah. Bog hog that bitch out. It's cheap.
Keep it simple, man. Like that's what made The Conjuring work. That's
you can
what
even
made,
like build so much off of that. Like, it's become steam, and then there's a shadow walking through the steam.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, that's creepy.
Or just like bristles or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like the scariest thing in the original was the hand claps right by Lily Taylor's head.
That's why I like the phone. That's why I like the phone. When they yanked that phone and then the twins run by and then she turns on the light and it's just the cord sitting there. That's great.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, that was cool.
Perfect Conjuring.
Way better than the fucking smiling motherfucker running through the basement.
Yeah.
God, that was so stupid. God,
like,
it looks so terrible.
In the first
I don't
Conjuring,
understand how they look so terrible.
Even in like the most intense moments in the first Conjuring, they still use like their primary actors and just put some makeup on them. And like that's as crazy as it gets. They don't have to do like these goofy CGI smiles and like ghouls walking around.
It looked like a Smile ripoff, which Smile wasn't even that good.
It is not very good.
It's what it looked like. That's what it's made me think of.
It is a knockoff of that. That's fair. Yeah,
it reminded me more of Insidious, weirdly enough. Fucking people.
I can kind of see
better.
But
Insidious is better than this.
Also, Insidious was like 20 something years ago. Or
I know. I'm just saying, like the creepy Smile thing. Like once you hit a movie franchise called Smile, and the whole point is people smile at you creepily. Yeah. We've reached maximum capacity on creepy smiling doofuses. Like, no, thank you.
In the mirror, but demon shapes. It's all this CG. It's just the last 30 minutes is the shittiest CGI bullshit that I've seen.
It's a fucking superhero film at that point,
they
man.
They throw it in your face, dude. That Annabelle, though. God, that's
like,
gonna be the worst.
What is even the point of it?
Well, like
I felt that way when they brought the nun into other things, and brought like every time they referenced the other fucking movies
to it. They
had the painting, but that was it. They could have. If they had brought the nun in, it would have broken their own fucking internal logic at that point for the franchise.
Should have had Annabelle and the nun fighting for Judy's soul.
Scissoring to death.
Jesus Christ. Whoa, okay.
A scissor off for Judy's.
Motherfucking liar. So you know I ain't worried.
I ain't worried.
They should have had all the old ghosts come in, the old man and the crooked man.
They should have had the old ghosts all at that wedding, looking fondly at Judy as she walked down the aisle.
Oh
the
my
nun
God.
sitting there.
Dude, that wedding, like, I understand you want to, like, make it heartfelt, but, like, Jesus Christ. They didn't have to bring everybody from every haunting ever to that wedding to watch them get married.
It was the Tony Stark funeral of this fucking franchise. That's what they wanted, and it doesn't work because
Like,
nobody
who
gives a shit about these
cares?
characters anymore.
Who fucking cares, man?
I don't care about these fucking characters. I don't.
Well, also too, it gets kind of confusing too because I'm pretty sure the movie that featured Judy the most was actually an Annabelle movie, wasn't it? That Annabelle Comes Home or whatever. Wasn't that one of them?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
part
They had an
3.
Annabelle movie, and then they had a like a
Creation or
prequel, which was like a set in old time in a kind of orphanage,
Creation.
like home. And then the third one was like Annabelle comes to your house. She blows out your bathroom.
Annabelle fucks up your plumbing.
Annabelle comes to your house and fucks up the plumbing.
And that was the one where I think Judy was like she had a babysitter.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a side thing. So the most time, I don't think 3 featured Judy a lot, did it?
The original movie, the first Conjuring, does actually have a scene where Annabelle comes for Judy. In the first Conjuring. Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah. Well, that actually.
That's why they go
I
back to the house to try and save their daughter from Annabelle, and they have to
Yeah,
like
the haunted house.
hurry
The haunted
back
house.
over.
I think
Yeah.
it was fucking the nun spirit.
The
or
nun
whatever.
wasn't introduced till the second
till the
one.
part 2. Yeah,
Is that true? Okay, all right. Well, the whatever the entity was at the original house that they're at,
The
that
witch.
somehow conjures up. No pun intended.
Oh, no.
Conjures
So,
up fucking
the first
Annabelle.
movie? The first movie starts with Annabelle. They're like at a house, and there's a haunted
Yeah.
doll, and it's Annabelle, and they take the Annabelle doll and they put it in their little haunted museum, which is where they live. And then whatever is possessing Annabelle is trying to get after their daughter, and that calls them home because like her
I thought
grandma
that they
is
were-
like watching after them, and she calls, and she's like, "There's something fucked up happening." So they have to like leave the haunted house in the
I
first
forgot
movie
this,
and
I
go
guess.
home to try and save their
Been a while
daughter.
since I've seen that
And
version, I guess.
they
I thought
like
that was
do
triggered by
that.
something that was happening. I thought it was because
Yeah,
Lorraine in particular was communing and like battling demons that the demons like fucked with her in another way. Like
I believe
collaboratively,
it's two
but I could be
totally
wrong.
different spirits, and
okay.
they're
Okay.
kind of bouncing back and forth.
I thought they were like tag teaming it a little bit.
Whoa,
I bet
scissor-
you
scissor up.
wish they would.
The grim grinning ghosts come out to play.
That was the thing too, man. It's just like these. I don't understand the point of them saying they're these ghosts and they're controlled by a demon. We don't see the demon.
Yeah,
That's
I-
not
I don't wanna see the
resolved in
demon,
any
really.
way. Well, I don't really either. But it's just like there's no resolution, right?
No, it
yeah,
just
because
there's
you know,
no like logic.
The first two, it's what's the name? The B. It starts with a B. It's a ghost. It's a ghost witch. They call her
What are you talking
Balatro.
about?
I don't know.
Balthazar, whatever her fucking name is. I don't know. I can't-
Balthazar.
And then
Okay.
Valak is the nun demon.
Valak
in
is the
second
nun.
one.
That one I
So, like,
remember because God knows they
naming
hammered it over your
them,
fucking
it,
head.
it-
Yeah.
it seems like a big point, and then this one they're just
Sure.
like, I don't know, we touched the mirror.
But also too one. So apart from that, it's
Bathsheba,
like
that's the name.
Bathsheba.
That's Sheba. That's
And
right.
so at the very beginning of the movie, Lorraine is pregnant. She touches the mirror and this thing, like they do the grinning thing, but when she's giving birth, which God, they had to open up with the birth scene, Jesus Christ. But there's like the hand that reaches out and it makes it seem like something is attaching itself or after Judy. And so it would make sense for that demon to somehow be attached to Judy's soul since she came back, or like somehow be longing for that soul or something.
I don't know.
And we
man.
don't even get it.
It would make sense, but also again, that's something that like every movie after the first one has done something like that. Every Conjuring movie is like, oh, fucking the nun turns out to be, it's been haunting us for a long time, or it's been like I don't know, like there's always a long
retcon.
con with the big bads. Like,
just retcon shit.
Just
yeah.
biding their time.
yeah. And it's like, and always the Warrens are the focus. So it makes sense that in this movie, the fucking Smurl, the actual family that's supposed to be helped, are like paper thin and kept on the sidelines for a majority of the movie.
The Smurls were a red
never
herring.
buy used furniture, boys.
That's why you never move. You get to a place and it's not haunted and you stay there.
You build it brand new on some untouched land. And
Oh, yeah,
you
all land is
buy
Tell me where you find
untouched.
some of that.
IKEA furniture.
Never been touched before. Totally.
That's what you need right there.
What any other major points we need to touch before you rate this thing?
I don't think so.
God, I hope there's no more like Conjuring franchise in general.
You know what? To be fair, though, I don't think we actually covered the Nun and Nun Deuce or La Llorona on this podcast. So
La Llorona is the only one of those I haven't seen, though. I've seen them all. And they're bad.
Yeah, I guess I have to. Actually, I don't think I watched the Nun Deuce, to be fair. Or maybe I watched like 10 minutes of it and I said, nah.
Dude, the first one was
It
bad enough. The
sucks.
second one is very.
I think that might have been on a plane. I watched like 10 to 15 minutes and I said, nah, dog.
It's, I would say, unwatchable.
Damn, and Bob, you watched
More
a
so
lot
than
of
the Toxic
things.
Avenger, I'll tell you that much.
It sucks.
You've watched a lot of
I've
things.
seen some shit.
You have.
Bullshit. Derivative.
Derivative. All right, let's rate this thing out of 5. Ray and Diesel, how do you feel?
I mean, I've already kind of laid it out there. I don't want to go back over the points again. I'm just going to say I did not like this movie. I kind of knew that I wasn't going to like this movie, but I came in and tried my best to like not be overly biased and allow this movie to take me somewhere. I had heard more promising things than the last one, where they were going back to basics for them, like going back to, oh, it's the best one since the first one. Oh, this is the most. They're hearkening back to what they did in the first one. But the first one, to me, was as much about the family undergoing the haunting as it was the Warrens, if not more so. And that has never been true since. And so that fucking bothers me, especially because the Warrens in real life are people that I don't particularly care for. So I think that it's like overly aggrandizing, schmaltzy, and in service to some people that I don't think were very good people. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like this franchise. I love that first movie. It was genuinely kind of game changing at the time because it was breaking the format of like the endless torture porn and found footage stuff that was going on at the time. It was a break from that tradition. It brought back old tropes, which then they just drove right back into the ground where they were when they found them. And I don't like it. I don't like what they do with this group and all the way the scares work. Like you can do a couple movies like this where it's like, quiet. Giant thing jumps at you, loud sound. Like the jump scare thing is like in hyperdrive. That's the only kind of scare really here a lot of the time, with the exception of a few things like the phone cord and things like that are like actually kind of spooky and they just use silence to their advantage instead of like having shit jump out or having CG monstrosities show their full faces in front of the goddamn camera. Or you do fan service in the form of goddamn bringing back Annabelle for one more scare. Like none of that shit works for me. I don't know. I'm just very down on this franchise in general. I'm down on this movie. I think that it had its moments, but I just resent a lot about it, to be perfectly frank. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5. It's better than the last one. I don't remember what I gave the last one, but I think I probably gave it a 1. That 1.5 is what I'm feeling right now. I'm just going to go with that.
1.5 from Rand Diesel. Juice, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm more positive. I really feel a little disappointed and cheated at Scotch because I really was on board for a decent chunk of, I would say, the first 45 minutes. I really had no serious problems. That's another thing too. This movie is, as they say, a little long in the tooth.
They say that. They do. They do.
It's a very famous saying that means too long.
Everybody says
Very
we all
famous
know
English idiom.
An English idiom meaning things that are too long.
an English idiot said that.
But really, I mean, 45 minutes in, I was on board, and I liked the setup with the family. I liked the actors that they chose to play Ed and Lorraine in the beginning. I thought they pulled it off pretty good. And then the beginning with the Smurls, and even setting up Tony and the dynamic with Judy, I thought that was all pretty solid, working well for me. And it really, and like even the in-between middle part, there was some still cool stuff going on. The like I said, the wedding dress scene was, I thought, really cool and different, just like a different thing than what we've seen. The scene with the priest going in was in the middle too, and that was a really good scene. So there was still, I was like, it was dip in a scotch, but I was still on board, through most of it. And then when they show up at the Smurl house, it just plummets to the fucking ground. It's all bad. It's just, they don't tie it up neatly, especially for the last film in their franchise. Nothing means anything. It all looks like garbage. It looks terrible. The big NFL is so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Oh my God. The fact that she's in there at all is really stupid. And then she grows and it's like crawling down the hallway. It's just so dumb. And then the smile things and just the no demon. It just doesn't, I don't understand. It feels like there's 20 minutes or something covering this movie, which is just too long. It's too long. It goes on for like 220 or something like that with all the extra scenes at the end. Oh, it just goes on and on. But if I had to rewatch like the first hour of this again, I'd be okay with it. So I'm going to give it a 2.25. They really dropped the ball, but they set up a solid foundation, which they could have wrapped this all up in a nice, neat way. But this is just a big woof at the end of the day. That sucks. Bob, out of 5, where are you going to rate this bad boy?
Yeah, I'm generally on the same page with you, Juice. Solid setup. Like, I was actually excited that like they went back to the Smurl haunting, which, as far as I understand, when it comes to like the Warren lore, that was kind of where they reached their peak, so like they investigated the Smurl haunting, they wrote a book about it, and it was like a #1 bestseller, and then they eventually made a made-for-TV movie, which we did review last October, called The Haunted. Came out in the 90s. Definitely check that out. Check the movie out and our review.
Were they in that movie? I can't remember. I remember certain parts of the movie, like the grandparents. Yeah, were they in that movie that we covered? They were.
Janet!
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was like a really cool way for them to kind of like go back to it, kind of where it all started. Not really, but kind of. And I liked the Smurl family and like their home and their dynamic and like the haunting they were experiencing. All that was great. All that worked. Also, like, I really just don't remember anything about Part 3, The Conjuring 3. I don't fucking know anything about it.
I really can't, dude. I can't remember.
You want to know something crazy? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say The Conjuring 1, 2, and 4. It's like, it's all families with like 8 kids. Like, they just huge families struggling
Catholic,
to make ends
Bob.
meet. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, only religious people get haunted. So as long as you have no faith, you're good to go.
You're golden.
Ooh, that's so true. You know what's crazy? I just looked back. I actually was not on either the Conjuring 3 episode or the Conjuring original episode.
Whoa!
So I have no ratings for either of those. That's kind of crazy.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no frame of reference anymore.
Well. Yeah, I like the setup of this. It just really does jump the shark in the final act, and it just doesn't amount to really anything, and it becomes overly schmaltzy in the sort of like wrap up of
Ghostbusters
the
Afterlife
Warrens.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and like that's not real.
That's not
and it's like, who even wants that out of characters in movie? Like, do we need perfect character? Like, who the fuck wants that? Like,
this
why
is
are
the
they
thing, is I
even
think-
writing them that way? I don't really
I
understand.
think people really love the fucking chemistry between these two actors, and they like that's the thing that keeps them interested in the franchise, which I don't
That's
like
cool,
that much.
but they don't have to be literal perfect humans. Like, I don't understand the point.
I agree.
You know, like
The,
you can
the worst
still
thing that
like
there's are a
them.
little. It's like his biggest, like fucking Patrick Wilson's biggest foible is being a little overprotective of his daughter. It's like, wow, what an original take for a dad character. Who's never? I've never seen such a thing.
Yeah, and there is like there's some humanity in that scene where like Tony's like showing them the ring and asking for permission, and then Judy shows up and sees the ring when she shouldn't, and I was like, oh, this is a nice, interesting moment. But like at the end of the day, it's like nobody has really any flaws other than they have like supernatural powers that are just kind of difficult to deal with. It's like not real in any way. And the Smurls get totally sidelined, which is the most interesting part of the movie. Anytime we're with the Smurls in their house and they're being haunted, that's when this movie succeeds, truly, I believe. It's just, it amounts to not a lot. And it's way the fuck too long. And they show you way too much in the final act. And it's not scary. And it looks bad. And like this dude clearly knows, the director that is, clearly knows how to craft a decent scare. That's not just like a cheap jump scare. And he decides to abandon that at some point and just show you as much as he can. And the movie falls apart at that point. And I don't know why that decision is made necessarily. So this is like a 2.5 best I can do. Best
generous man. You're
Best
a
I
generous
got.
man, Bob. Don't
Yeah,
let
for
anybody say otherwise.
I won't. That's going to put our aggregate at a 2.1. Let's go ahead and jump to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say.
Certified.
Okay, ladies and gents, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for The Conjuring, Last Rites. We're going to start as we always do with the tomatometer or the critic score, and then we're going to move over to the user score or the poopometer. So on this tomatometer, there's 144 reviews counted, 144. I'll start with Bob today. Bob, out of those 144 critical reviews, what percentage would you say are positive reviews?
I don't think this is a critical darling. I'll take a 45, please.
45. All right. Soju, where are you coming in at?
I think it'll be a little bit more positive than that. I think this is accessible and medium enough that like the normies will be fine with it. So Bob took 45. I'm gonna take a 55. So if it's 50, we'll tie.
Well, I'm bearer of bad news. It is not 50. However, one of you is just a single percentage point away from the correct answer. That correct answer, of course, being 56%. Soju's walking away with this one.
That's a hell yeet, Bob.
That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit.
Yeah, extra medium. Extra medium, boys.
Yeah, that's just the slightest bit extra medium. Yeah, well done. And we're going to move over to the poopometer here. There are 2,500 plus verified ratings from the users. Starting in reverse order. Soju, defend your crown here. What percentage would you say are positive?
I think it's going to be a little higher than that. Like I said, I think people get good enough scares out of this heading into spooky season. So I'm going to say 65.
65. All right, Bob. Going over, going under? Where are you going with this?
I feel like that's a little too generous.
I'm a generous man.
I think 65. I'll just take 60, please.
60 flat from Bob, 65 from Soju. The correct answer is, what is that? 14 percentage point difference. That's going to be 79%. Soju's walking away with the score today. Almost 80%.
That's
insane.
insane.
Bob. It's so extra medium that just the normies can really get
It's
a kick
just exactly
out of it.
what they paid their money for, and like that's why these things are so
Telling you,
reliably
Bob.
remade, because people
Gotta think like a manipulator. You're manipulating the masses over here, you know? That's how you win.
We never learned that lesson.
Sorry,
here.
I just can't seem to do that.
That sounds like Cooter talk from where I'm sitting.
You gotta hunt the cooter, you gotta think like the cooter, boys. That helps you win
sure.
the hell you
That's why. That's why you got to think like them.
Uh-huh.
To hunt them.
Sometimes you mind hunt cooters, and sometimes the cooter mind hunts you.
Sure.
I've never been caught by a cooter, but I've caught many a cooter in my day.
Starting with the cooter in the mirror.
I'm starting with that
The
cooter in the mirror.
It's Bob. Why is he creeping behind me?
This is actually just glass.
It's just my framed picture of Bob that I keep, in my bedroom.
On your shoulder.
Oh, what
or
happened?
something?
Oh my God! I'm Dorian Gray. Jesus Christ!
Just lets you do whatever you want because you can blame it on the shoulder bob picture. That's just shoulder bob, not me.
Shoulder Bob. All right, I have no idea where we went with that, but yeah, that's about it for Rotten Tomatoes. I guess I'll go ahead and read a couple of negative reviews. There's no aggregate or no critic consensus, weirdly enough. There are some negative reviews, though. I'll read a couple here. The claim for the series to end seems more like a threat than an actual decree. Everyone knows Hollywood loves money, and the people love a good ghost story. I don't know what that's trying to say exactly. The claim for the series to end seems more like a threat than an actual decree.
Not a review of the movie. It's saying they're just going to keep making movies, and that's
It's like,
Yeah, it seems like they're saying, why are you going to end it when we keep enjoying it?
it's like, oh, they're not going to end it. So that it's more like they're threatening to end it so that people feel compelled to go.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that's trying to say. Here's another one. In The Conjuring Last Rites, millennials turn their dying boomer grandparents into ghoulish ghosts. Sweet. The Conjuring, Insidious, what's the diff?
That the woman, so there's
don't know.
three ghosts. The woman who does the thing or whatever, that definitely looks like Insidious for sure. She looks like that.
So Judy, who was born in like 65, is not a millennial.
That's where I'm like completely blown away by this comment. This movie takes place in the goddamn 80s.
Yeah, and Judy is an adult human, so
I don't
look at a calendar.
And who are the
I don't know.
But who are the boomer grandparents that are being turned into ghoulish ghosts? Who are they talking about?
That's God.
Who are
damn.
you talking about?
I feel like people are stupid. That's
I mean,
what I
here we
Except
are.
me.
feel.
Of course.
I think we can
And
confidently
shoulder
say
bob,
so,
he's on to something.
considering what we're doing here. All right, we're gonna do one more.
Luckily,
and
I have
we're
a
gonna
genius looking over my shoulder to guide me.
Let's see. Let's do one more. All right. Especially its last two entries, the series has been marked by convoluted plotting and almost shockingly incompetent filmmaking. I don't fully disagree with that.
No.
I don't.
The problem is, I think that there is some competent filmmaking going on, which makes the incompetent filmmaking more. It makes it
stand out.
seem. Yeah.
You're like, why did you do that stuff?
Yeah.
because you
know
clearly
that's not good.
Yeah.
You did the other stuff. and that was
He's
good.
just a
Do
good
more of
guy.
that.
Just did the other.
Yeah.
But every movie they lean more, and like so this one they kind of pulled back a little bit because the third one was all that.
Spoken
shit.
like a man
But
who has not seen The Nun 2.
Dude, I legit
I have seen the
can't
Dude,
think
that-
of a single scene.
I'm
or
talking
detail
about in the
from Three.
Conjuring lineage specifically. I'm not talking about like the full franchise.
Okay, because damn, brother.
No, those movies are definitely the worst instincts at full volume. Like
What is
Yeah.
the ghost in 3? I really, dude, I can't.
it's the one where the
think of
guy,
anything.
the devil made me do it. There's like a whole thing,
I don't.
and there's a whole court case or whatever.
All I
That's it.
remember about The Conjuring 3 is like Ed needs his heart pills. I can't remember anything else about
It's his fucking pop. It's his fucking spinach for Popeye. That's what. That
Yeah.
is. He takes those pills right away.
There's
He's
like-
whoa.
There's a dude who's not really a werewolf.
He's supposed to be a werewolf.
I can't remember anything else.
Is that true? I don't remember that. I don't remember.
I
Yeah,
really
there's not a
can't.
whole lot I remember because I've blocked it
I'm
out.
about to
There's a
watch
reason
this
I don't remember.
trailer because I just can't.
That's how bad it is. Like,
Dude,
It's bad.
damn.
It's just bad.
mm.
I don't know. That's it for Rotten Tomatoes. Let's move the fuck on and away from this shit.
All right.
Bob, you got trivia?
These new releases just really don't have much trivia. Everything I had, I kind of tried to work into the conversation. So let's talk about
Okay.
our Cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juicy J. What is a Cooter and why do we hunt them?
No, Cooter's a character type in a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a Cooter, but we want the Cooter with the most points. The 5 points of Cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness, boys. Do we have a Cooter this week?
I don't know that we do, man. It really feels like there's
Nobody
mirror?
regular, right?
Like-
Nobody, no,
Yeah.
like person.
just Annabelle or it's like one of the ill-formed, ill-defined spooks
Yeah.
inspectors.
I mean,
You
it's
know
not,
what?
it's
We
none of the
get some
Smurls.
sexual.
It's none
So
of the
okay,
Warrens.
if we're going with the ghosties, okay,
Oh yeah, one of them gives
sexual deviance.
One of them gives the dad a blowjob, a la Ray Stantz. At one point, he's
Oh,
floating.
when he's levitating?
the floating above the
I
bed.
I did not read
That's
that.
just what I thought about. That's
as
not
a
right.
ghost.
No, I'm
blowjob.
pretty sure. No, well, I didn't read. I thought
I just thought it was a
I'm
funny
pretty
comparison.
sure.
I bet you
Actually, I was
did.
curious about this because one of the few things I kind of remembered about us covering that other movie was I'm pretty sure it was stated or implied that in the same way we get a lot of like women being mounted or raped by demons or the devil. I'm pretty sure the dad was in
part 3?
in the movie we covered earlier about the Smurl case.
Oh, The Haunted. Yes.
The Haunted.
I believe
I
you're
don't
correct.
remember.
I believe you're
And
correct.
so I'm
yeah.
pretty sure in this movie that was their way of showing like, oh, he
Really?
was
I forgot
like,
that
raped
entirely,
by
too.
the demon or whatever. So
Ooh.
sexual deviance.
Yeah, but this movie doesn't really
It doesn't
portray
show-
it
yeah,
thickly enough
it's-
for me to feel confident about that. I
wouldn't
thought
say
that
that,
because
yeah.
I thought about Ghostbusters and Ray Stantz levitating above the bed. Like that's
Yeah, I believe
That's
the
what I thought about.
made-for-TV movie does a better job at conveying that
Yeah, okay.
than this movie.
that's kind of fucked. Yeah, I don't know, man. All the human characters are all just so like I don't know, like righteous or like they're all treated very lovingly, like absurdly lovingly. Like none of them have any real flaws, and they're not explored
Yeah.
in any way.
They just-
either.
Well,
all
that's
they
how
have
I
to
want us
do-
to be shot when they make the straight chilling movie.
All
you
they
know?
have
I
to do
want
is
them
like
to-
say a prayer and lay hands on things, and it all works out. So like the humans in this are like infallible, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Pretty
a
much.
dirty mirror or nothing.
It's a dirty,
I don't.
a dirty mirror that spins a lot. That's a pretty Cooter behavior. I don't
Oh
know.
my god, that looks so stupid.
Yeah, that thing is like there's no
Shit.
one entity either that you can point to and say like,
We don't
oh,
even
it's
have a
got this
name?
point, this point, and this point.
Like we
Yeah, they
have
don't
always
even have a
had
name.
before.
The best you could do is probably like maybe the basement ghost, because we know that was like a father who killed his family.
Oh, well, the wife cheated. You know what? The one she said that she had an affair, and that's why the guy killed her.
I didn't remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean,
sexual deviance.
Giant Annabelle doll because it's
manipulation. Looking at tire.
Looking at tire because it looks like shit.
Yeah, no, I just don't think everybody is, except for like the Warren family, in my opinion, in this movie, is paper thin as shit and just like infallible, as you said, Bob. So I just don't think there's a Cooter.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
If you want more nuance, watch The Haunted from like 1991, I want to say.
Something like that. I remember us being quite impressed with a movie from the 90s.
Yeah,
Not that it was good, but
go back to, oh man, I don't know. What was it, like 510 episode?
No,
510,
I think it was.
Or
I think it was before
505 or
495.
495. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Episode 495.
Our review of The Haunted.
Mikey was with us.
Oh, nice.
I thought he picked it for some reason in my mind.
No, it was a you pick.
Gabriel picked that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gave that a 1, so there's a reason I don't.
What did I give it?
Oh, what?
You gave it a 2. Bob gave it a 3.
Then I guess I like this movie more. Bob is the only one who lives up to his statement.
That's insane.
Mikey gave
to
it a
me.
2.5.
I thought that movie was solid for what it was. Like solid.
Yeah. Well,
I would much rather watch that than this.
Me too. Cool, because at least that feels anachronistic and feel like it's got a nostalgia factor that this doesn't for me.
And it's like, actually,
Hey, honey, you got some wood.
that movie is about the Smurl family. Like it's a little cheesy, a little hokey because it's made for TV and it's in the 90s, and you take it kind of at face value, I guess. But I think it's more successful overall.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Check that movie out if you're interested in like the Warrens in any way. You can also buy the book, read the book about it if you want to do that.
Or you could do none of those things.
Or just you know, you could
Or
just
just not. Yeah.
stick your
just not.
thumb up your ass.
Whoa,
That's
don't tempt me, Bob.
you can stick your thumb up Justin's ass, and he might
Shoulder
love
Bob.
it.
Okay.
I'm just here to make sure you're living right. Shoulder Bob. Boys, let's talk about what we've been watching this week.
Hey, gang, what you been watching?
Rand Diesel, what you been watching?
Yeah, so since I finished up some DK Bonanza, I played a little bit of a game that I had heard about. It's an indie game called UFO 50, which is essentially like newly created 8-bit compendium of about 50 8-bit games that were just made by a team of dudes or team of developers or whatever. And it's a relatively inexpensive game. I've heard very good things about it. And it kind of gives you the sense of like digging through like old cartridges or whatever. And they're very simple games, but they're kind of fun. And they feel very much like they could have come out and stepped right out of the 80s. So I've been enjoying that a little bit. I haven't played it.
What was that called?
UFO 50. Yeah, so it's kind of a strange one. It's an indie game, so it does its own thing. Yeah, I like that. I watched a true crime doc called Unknown Number: The High School Catfish, and yeah, that. Did you watch that, Bob? I think I saw you nod there.
No, but it's on my list because you and I think at least one or two people on our Slack maybe mentioned it. So like I want to
who was
check
that?
it
Was
out.
that Midnight Mike? Maybe I'm sorry. I'm
have
forgetting
been.
who had that conversation with me about it. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it keeps you guessing, but like I kind of circled what the ultimate situation was at. Like you do get answers on it is what I'm trying to get to. Like it's one of those true crime documentaries where you do kind of get answers, but the answers aren't super satisfying because they reveal like people with broken fucking brains, dude. Like people that act irrationally, to say the least.
They need a shoulder bob to guide them.
Okay. The shoulder, Bob.
So they can live like soju.
Yeah.
Bob exclusively works out one shoulder.
If you want to
it's
live
just
like
huge.
soju, get yourself a shoulder, Bob.
You want to be happy for the rest of your life? Go and get a shoulder, Bob, as your wife. So next up, I watched Host. I rewatched Host from 2020, and that movie's still solid. Like short movie, mercifully short. And
Oh, thank God.
but like they really commit to what they're doing on that movie, to the Zoom format, and I'm a sucker for found footage. It's a good movie. I enjoy it. Even though I did not like the follow-up from that director.
It's his only good movie so far.
Yeah, well, there's always next one, I hope.
There's always number 4 that might not suck.
Wait, is there a third one? Was I not aware of that?
Yeah, he did that dash cam movie, and then
that's the only one I know about.
that Stephen King one we reviewed that you guys fucking shat all over.
Oh, what was it? I don't remember.
It's the creature in the closet. It's got Des Malchin was in it for like the very first scene.
Oh,
the
was that
Booger Man or something like
the
that?
Boogeyman?
The
Yeah,
the Boogeyman.
yeah, that movie was not good.
Yeah.
Good actors, not a good movie. Anyway, aside from that, I did rewatch Clown in a Cornfield as well to get a little bit more Halloweeny vibe going. It was nice putting together like a little puzzle, a fall themed puzzle while watching some Clown in a Cornfield. Not bad. And then last but certainly not least, I watched The Rule of Jenny Penn, which Bob, you had watched, and if I remember right, you had a pretty lukewarm take on it. Is that right?
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it more than what you gave me the impression you liked about it. I really like the performances were like pretty solid. I was shocked that John Lithgow could pull off that accent as well as he could, at least for my ears. But it's like got that really frustrating like Cable Guy energy where there's the one person who's just fucking somebody's life up so bad without anybody ever noticing or caring.
Yeah.
Great actors. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that sort of thing.
Great
man.
actors.
Jeffrey Rush is incredible.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I definitely feel a little bit more fond about it than I think you do. But that's it for me. Yeah. Soju, what about you?
I didn't watch a whole lot this week, but a little tease. I did rewatch for the umpteenth time Underworld for an upcoming episode I'm going to be doing with Caitlin over at Plug It Up. And I still really like that movie. I think it's really good. I think it's super underrated. I think that franchise has like that movie like does amazing world building. I think it's really cool.
You really did Randy a huge favor here.
Why?
What?
By
not making him review it on our show.
Dude, we've been saying we're going to have Caitlin on here for like 3 years to review.
I had it on the calendar.
We did Twilight instead.
I had it on the calendar, dog. Yeah.
So, anyways, I kept pushing her off, and finally, I couldn't push her off any longer.
She just fucking took you over.
Yeah, so we're doing it on her podcast.
I don't like the framing of this.
We'll get there eventually, but no, I really do think, and because it was like so good, and I forgot how good it was, I started watching too. I haven't finished it yet, but. Yeah, Bill Nighy's just so fucking good. Well, I'll talk about it. I'll plug it up. But other than that, I'm still working through that Alien Earth 2. And it's got your boy in it, Bob. The guy that you hate, punchable face.
Yeah.
Oliphant or whatever.
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, he's in it. He's a cyborg or something.
Like him.
Well, he's in it. I don't think I like this very much, this Alien Earth.
I can't get through episode 2.
I think there is only 2 episodes.
No, there's like 4 at least.
Oh, did they add more or something? Maybe they're doing that slow rollout thing that I hate or whatever.
They're doing one a week.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay. That's where I'm confused.
I think it's like 6. It's either 6 or 8 total. I forget.
Well, then I'm on 2 right now too, because they're like an hour and 15 minutes per episode or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
And man, it's got some bad acting in it, honestly.
Don't fucking care.
Yeah, and it's you know what? It's got some interesting concepts, and I do like the general premise of the building that they're doing. I don't know if they move past that or whatever, but I think that's pretty cool. It's got kind of like a Die Hard Judge Dredd-esque kind of thing going on, but the acting's bad, and it's too bloated with like crazy ideas they're trying to world build, but they'll just tell you a bunch of shit. Not crazy about that one, honestly. That's about all I've been watching. Bob, what you been watching?
Oh, hey. Not a ton. Rewatched the first Conjuring movie just because it's been so long since I've seen any of those movies, and I knew we were talking about this one, obviously, so watched that as a bit of a refresher. Other than that, we went to Halloween Horror Nights this past weekend, and we hit 4 of the 10 houses.
Oof.
And so we started off with the Terrifier house, which is like kind of the most hyped house this year, as far as I'm aware.
Because you get wet, right?
Yeah, so there's like a dry path and a wet path. And we were like about to get in line for it, and there were people selling ponchos out front. And I was like, hey, let me buy a poncho because, I want to do the wet path or whatever. And they were like straight up, they were like, you don't fucking need it. Like, they were there to sell ponchos for $15 a piece. And they're like, you don't need it. You don't need to waste your money.
Really?
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for your honesty. I really appreciate it. So I got
That's
in line.
awesome that they did that.
Yeah. And like 90% of the path is dry no matter what. And then at the very end, the very last room you walk through, it then does like split and you can take the dry path or the wet path. So I went through the wet path.
Oh, wow.
It's just like one room and you like get sprayed with some water and like it's really not that big of a deal.
Is it water?
It's water. I thought it would be blood.
Yeah, I mean, so
It's
like
not even dyed?
the light in the room is all red, so it looks red. But it's just water, because they're not trying to like ruin your clothes or dye your clothes or whatever. So it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I thought that was part of I thought it was like part of the I don't know, the William Castle of it all. It's like you sign away your rights to clean clothes or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. It was that the house overall, I will say, I was surprised how they represented like the more ghastly moments in the franchise. Like I thought they would have to kind of back off of that stuff, but they really do like kind of walk you through all 3 movies, and they include like the worst moments of all 3 movies as you're going through the house.
No.
At the end of the day, the house was fine. Like it was fine. It was just fine.
Okay.
I do think they're like original houses, the stuff that's not like IP, like it's not, your Halloween or your Friday the 13th or your Terrifier or whatever. The original properties that they sort of come up with are generally better. And I feel like each year I go, that just gets proven. And this year definitely continued to prove that. They have this one house that's like, it's all about like Norse mythology. And you walk through it and they've got like kind of Blair Witchy stick figures hanging all over the place, and they have like this giant burning kind of like Wicker Man-esque effigy thing in the center, and you've got these like gargoyle kind of things that are flying around, and like werewolves, and just a lot of really cool stuff. Like that house was by far my favorite. We also went into this dollhouse that was like, it reminded me of the like the fucked up kid in Toy Story that was like, melting his toys.
Sid.
And yes, it reminded me of that. So like you're walking through the houses or the rooms in the house, and you kind of smell like burnt plastic, and these like messed up, mangled toys are kind of coming after you. And that was pretty cool. And then we hit up the last one that we actually made it to was like a old school Spanish style house that you walk into, And there's this artist like painting these really ornate paintings that sort of like come to life and like overtake him, and then you kind of walk through his art, but come to life basically, which was also really, really cool. So
That does sound cool.
yeah,
I like the original houses.
That's really cool.
Yeah, the original stuff's. I think it's where it's at.
I understand that those aren't the things people come for, so like I'm glad that they still do those at all, to be honest, because like if they were rides, like every ride in every fucking theme park has to have an IP now, so it's nice that they have some stuff that they're just like inventing whole cloth still.
It'd be a cool job though of like designing haunted
dream
houses.
job, dude.
Boys, maybe we'll get a straight chilling house one day.
Oh. Great. I can see the picture of Shoulder Bob on the wall already.
Shoulder Bob just fucking your shit up.
The most terrifying room is when your QCHE coins plummet, you know?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Buy the dip. I thought the scariest would be when you walk through the Hall of Blues and they start collapsing on you.
No.
And then a bunch of cats eat your face.
Cats.
In your abandoned blue lair.
You open up the boxes and they're all empty, you know?
Oh my God.
The sweet relief at the end of the house is when you're left alone with sexy Dracula.
Oh, yeah. You got to pay extra for that room.
Mm-hmm. That's the wet room.
So much extra.
Do you get paid more if they do stuff to your butt?
They said they wanted a wet room and we gave it to them.
The wet path and the dry path.
That ain't water this time, baby.
Hope you brought some backup draws. So yeah, Halloween Horror Nights, good time as always. Check it out. That's what we made it to. That's all I've been doing, not really watching. We do have, I believe, 2 voicemails this week, so let's go ahead and jump over to our Hotline Screams.
Hotline Scream.
If you guys are listening, would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, you can hit us up at 904-638-3231. First up, we're going to hear from our boy yet again, Nouse. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey guys, it's Nas again, calling in for the 3rd time now, and for 3, so I'm on that 3-week streak. But I listened this morning to Joyride. I really enjoyed that episode. Y'all convinced me to go and watch it, so I'll be watching that very soon. But for the end of the episode, y'all doing Conjuring, and y'all said haunting road trip thingies or haunting. I didn't have a haunting road trip, but back at our old house, me and my mom for sure thought we had a poltergeist in our house because we renovated our house, and like the attic became my room, so I had a huge room. But then you had a little attic above my room, like an attic where you couldn't stand, only crawl and sit, like a crawl attic. I don't know how you call it again. But we had that, and always on that attic you could hear footsteps, like in the night, like you could hear footsteps, like, but nobody could be walking there because it's a crawl space. And always my mom always heard knocking next to her head, but that couldn't be true because her head was always the bed thingy, the head of the bed was against the wall, and then it was directly our neighbor's house next to that, so or else the neighbor was fucking knocking at 3 a.m. next to her, but I don't think so. But yeah, I could always hear footsteps and knocking and shit, and my mom too, and we were convinced we had a poltergeist. But they always say poltergeists are like the friendliest ghosts, like, have those people seen the Poltergeist movie? Like, no. But we moved, so we got rid of that. Otherwise, yeah, it was a great cast of Joyride. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, last time I talked about the Hulk, the different Hulks, the Edward Norton Hulk and the 2001 Hulk. Y'all should review that movie, man. The 2001 or 4 Hulk, I don't know what year it was exactly, but that movie is like, that has horror movie things in it, man. It's crazy. But
and we're cut off.
I saw that movie, but
is that the Ang Lee one? Like,
yeah.
I remember that being like the most
time.
comic booky movie that had come out.
Panels and everything.
Yeah, they did like panel trips or whatever. I mean, there's definitely some genre stuff going on for sure, but I don't remember it feeling very horror necessarily.
I never saw that.
About it. I think the villain was like, wasn't he like the Absorb Man or something, where he could transform his
I don't remember
hands or like his body into other things, so he was like metal or something. I don't know.
I think
I don't remember.
the villain was called Shoulder Bob.
He would just ram people with his one big massive shoulder.
Damn.
Yeah, he did.
One arm looks like a fucking hockey pad, and the other.
I think that knocking next to your mom's head was knocking boots, my guy.
I think the neighbors were just plowing at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think so. 3 a.m. They're just going to town.
I also heard some wailing, some very high pitched wailing coming through the walls.
There's these loud claps.
I feel like these ghosts just were clapping at 3 a.m.
Massive ass cheeks.
Why you gotta be massive?
I mean,
because that's what I want in my mind, right?
I mean, all right. You're not gonna hear them skinny cheeks clapping through 2 walls. Let's be honest.
These pancake booties slapping.
The $silver pancake booty. That's the one.
Just sounds like a bunch of flat $silver pancakes.
In my dreams, these ghosts are fucking double cheeked up at 3 a.m. Okay,
triple, maybe triple, baby.
Damn.
Oh my god, trip split.
Damn.
I mean, it's my mind.
I mean, if anything's gonna,
we're just guests in it.
if anything's gonna haunt me, it's gonna be triple cheeks on a Thursday night.
I hope so.
Damn.
Gotta be a Thursday.
If you're gonna be haunted,
that's goth sex night.
I mean, the footsteps, that's spooky though. I mean, I like that.
When you're goth Bob, it is.
When you're shoulder
goth
Bob.
Shoulder Bob, that's a hybrid we don't want to see.
Goth Shoulder Bob. Dude, we know what that looks like.
Try living with it. Okay.
I gotta find that picture.
Yeah, glad you got rid of those ghosts now, I guess. I'm glad. Thanks for calling in, brother. Glad you're doing well. Last but not least, we're going to hear from our friend Chris. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Straight Chillin' crew. This is Chris in Louisiana. I just was listening to the Bliss episode, and then Moss called, left a voicemail about his experience with the I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I've always had these thoughts about I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original, and I think it's a unique anomaly because I remember I'd seen it in theaters opening weekend, and it was like would never have been greenlit if it hadn't have been for the success of Scream, and I remember when it was over, I was like, yeah, that was pretty good, and I liked it, and rented it a couple more times after that. But then as the years go on, and the last time I rewatched it, I was like, dude, this is complete garbage. It's almost unwatchable. And I think it's because, and then it got me thinking about like why I thought that it was pretty good, upon first viewing. But I think one thing you have to remember that what makes it a unique anomaly is that, like, you look at all the other horror movies that were coming out in the 90s, and that was like this, particularly the late 90s, before Scream, and then even after Scream, it was uniquely bad. Like, we were so thirsty for good horror movies, and they were around, you could poke around and find them, but, I mean, the shit that was coming out in the theaters around that time, and it was Wishmaster and, just garbage. Like, it was just really bad. But anyways, I just wanted to note that, that unique take on I Know What You Did Last Summer. And, people probably still view it fondly. But anyways, all right. Well, thanks for the show. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, like, I don't think that it was like, it definitely wasn't devoid of good movies coming out, but, this was before we hit a real, like, the Scream resurgence was like kind of the only game going until like Blair Witch hit and found footage blew everybody's tits off. So I don't know. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, 1997 horror movies, Anaconda, Wishmaster, Event Horizon was probably top of the list. Scream
Great.
Deuce, Alien, Resurrection.
I love that movie.
Yeah, well, I know, but I mean, to be a cube, I mean, so yeah, there's not a lot of like big classic shit.
The 90s get poo-pooed, I think, unfairly. Blair Witch, we've already mentioned that. You've got
it seems like a pretty down year though.
The Craft.
Yeah, the 97 particularly seemed bad. 98 now was The Faculty, Blade, that H2O, that's bad. Godzilla.
Amazing. You got New Nightmare.
X-Files movies, maybe.
New Nightmare in 94, Stir of Echoes in 99, Dusk Till Dawn 96.
Yeah,
like every year has a couple good ones in there. It's just, but I do think that like per capita, the things that were being released on a wide scale seems like a lower percentage than some other eras. And it definitely seems like it was kind of piecemeal, right? Like I can't necessarily identify a huge trend between like from Dusk Till Dawn, The Craft, and Scream. You know what I mean? Like those just seem like pretty different things, which I long for a time where that was still true, honestly, but where things like that were released were vastly different from each other, but that's not always the case.
99 was probably the best year, but also I will say the late 90s was really good for Asian horror. I mean, you had Ring come out, Whispering Corridors came out, and then you had Audition come out the next year. I feel like 99 though was a banger. You had Deep Blue Sea,
Idle Hands,
Audition, Sleepy Hollow, Idle Hands, Blair Witch, The Mummy.
That's a fucking solid year.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense is a huge one. Like Sixth Sense and Blair Witch coming out the same year is kind of nuts,
I'm still waiting on the 69
Audition.
Sense personally.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while, Bob.
Yeah, there's a few more to get to.
So 99 was a banger. 99 seems like top tier from the 90s for sure.
Yeah, there's some good shit. There's some good shit happening. I feel like 90s get kind of unfairly shat on. I think there's more good stuff than maybe people remember. I think
I agree with that. But I think that there's more to it than people give it credit for. That I'll agree to.
The strong like subgenres or like moments other than like the slasher revival that happened. Like I feel like just most people don't know what to label the 90s as. There's just like random good movies.
There's a lot of sci-fi stuff going on in the 90s too.
Yeah.
The X-Files was big.
Yeah. Some found footage stuff, I guess, but
yeah.
There's a comedy era.
There's good shit. I don't know. There's good shit out there.
There's good shit in every decade, ultimately, and every year.
But 90s is a big. It seems like a dip.
But I feel like you're right. Like it's kind of the lack of an overarching trend that you can identify that started happening with like. I think that the slasher revival is kind of the first big one I can recall happening. Before that, it was just like slasher after slasher after slasher in the same vein, and then a few other movies here or there that were some avant-garde, some schlock, but none of them like super cohesive, like with each other in any way in a cultural sense. Then this happened, Scream happened, that changed the game. Then Blair Witch happened, that changed the game. Then like J-horror started happening. All those things started trends of their own, and then fucking Saw. You know, like
when I think of the 90s, the shit that I saw at a very young age, so I wasn't seeing a ton of stuff. I think of Scream and like the slasher revival. Obviously, Blair Witch, just in and of itself, was like a behemoth. And then I think of the Dark Castle production company, like remaking all those William Castle movies with like, House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, and The Haunting,
but 13 Ghosts was 2003. House on Haunted Hill
and House on Haunted Hill are both 99.
Okay,
99, yeah.
So right on the cusp there. Yeah. That's what I think of, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. There's it just seemed like there wasn't like an overarching direction for horror for a while, is what it feels like. And there's still some good stuff in there, but it was kind of all piecemeal. It feels like to me, and I could be wrong about that, but like that's how I remember it.
Yeah, I know what you did last summer. Like, it has some charm to it. I've never loved it, honestly. Like, I know a lot of people have, and maybe, if I was at a different age when it came out, I might feel differently about it. But it's got some charm.
Get jiggy with it.
I don't hate it, but like it's fine. I don't.
Maybe for the time it was fine, but I mean, it literally came out the year after Scream.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
it feels like I don't know. Like the idea that it would get a legacy sequel now seems that's where I'm like baffled by it.
Yeah,
but
like,
I understand why it was successful in the moment to some extent. I liked it fine. I never was also, but it didn't change the game. It didn't. It was like big with people our age because it was a teen horror movie in the vein of the biggest horror movie that had come out in years. So we all knew it, and we all seemed to enjoy it.
It's really baffling that, like, in as much as I love Scream and the Scream franchise, like, I don't need these legacy characters to come back. And even less so when it comes to, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, who cares about any of those characters? Why bring any of them back? I don't know why.
I have a better question.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting? And we need to hear them say that line when they come back in the legacy sequel too.
You got to.
It's very important.
What are you waiting for?
Otherwise, the movie sucks. Right?
Look, they didn't even say what are you waiting for. What is this bullshit?
Hey, thanks for calling in, Chris.
That took us some places.
Yeah, we had a couple tangents there.
We should just cut that out. That's a mini episode right there. Just throw that up. The boys discuss the 90s. 90s horror. Mini episode. Boom. Unlock.
We can still do that. We'll just repeat ourselves. It's fine. You gotta make hay where you can.
Shoulder Bob says no.
Whoa.
Thanks for calling in, Chris. Next week, we're going to be back with a brand new show. As always, we're talking about another You Pick the Flick. The movie was chosen by the one, the only Dongster Sam. It is hilarious from 2019. Hell. He double hockey sticks hilarious from 2019. This is currently on Tubi, so you can watch it for free $99. It is a recent anthology that I've never heard of before.
Oh, anthology. It's been a while since we covered an anthology.
Yeah.
You know what the good thing about it? Well, hopefully, fingers crossed. Usually with an anthology, there's at least like one or two good segments.
Yeah.
At least if it's bad, then like
There's
it's
almost never more
separated
than
by
that.
smaller stories. At least it's like easy to kind of take it as pieces.
Dear God, hopefully it doesn't suck.
Dear God. You know what though? We had a rough run at the beginning of the year, but we've had some really good U picks this go around.
I just think in general we've been blessed with better movies.
And blessed.
For a
Second
while
half of
here,
the year
so-
has been #blessed.
Hashtag
Blessed. We are blessed in the house of the chill. Check out Hilarious over on Tubi for free.
Don't forget to send your tithing checks.
Tithe to your boy Shoulder Bob. Just make it out.
But make it out to cash chilling.
Yes. Most important.
Did we establish what shoulder
chill.
bob means by any chance?
Oh, we know what shoulder bob means.
All right.
If you want your own shoulder bob, go ahead and make that check out.
Is that like a Funko Pop or
chilling? Leave the dollar amount blank, though. That's
and
very
we'll
important.
send you one real
the shoulder
quick.
bob Funko Pop available now wherever you buy your vinyl figurines of weirdos?
Can we get him with stash or without stash?
You'll get him as he comes.
It comes with a little pencil, so
early?
You can draw the stash on yourself if you want.
Randy with the fucking dunk on that one. Thank you. Call in 904-638-3231. Hit us up with more haunting stories, I think. I like what Nouse was talking about. Spooky things he experienced in his house, in his attic, in his second attic.
Crawl space attic.
Crawl space attic. The attic of the attic. Hit us up if you experienced any like hauntings. Yeah, we're getting into spooky season. I feel like that's appropriate. Let us know. Outside of that, we're talking about an anthology next week. What's your favorite anthology? Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. 904-638.
Tell us if you know sorry.
3231. Call in.
I was gonna say, let us know if you have an anthology where there is literally no segment that is a clunker. I would love to see that happen.
That's
I'm not
hard.
sure that I don't think I can think of one. So
it's hard to pull off.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to my mind right off the bat.
Yeah, likewise. Anyway,
Shoulder bob will
mining
help
for
you
gold
out.
here. What the fuck is going
watch Hilarious. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, we're on all the social medias. Hit us up. Just search Straight Chilling. We'll pop right up. If you want to join in the daily Slack channel conversations, hit us up on one of those social media outlets, and I'll send you a link so you can join in on the fun. Until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
I'm right on schedule.